You know that feeling when your mind is just completely scattered in a million different directions? Like you try to hold on to a thought or a goal or even just a specific piece of information and it literally just slips through your fingers like sand? I mean, in our hyper-distracted modern world, struggling with focus is an incredibly common problem. But what if the secret to fixing this isn't some new productivity app, but an ancient psycho-spiritual framework? Today, we are decoding exactly this, with a real focus on how to make strong memory. We're going to explore the fundamental mechanics of the mind to understand how to transform a fragile, easily distracted brain into an absolute, unbreakable vault of concentration. Okay, let's dive right into this. We're looking at a truly profound excerpt from the writings of Sri Ananda Marga, specifically from the Subhashita Samgraha. This text outlines the precise mechanics of memory and psychic assimilation in psycho-spiritual practice. Now, it's a dense, incredibly rich piece of philosophy, but don't worry, we're going to decode it step by step. By the end of this explainer, you're going to have a clear, structural understanding of how to lock your mind onto a single target and keep it there, completely immune to the noise of the outside world.
So, here is our roadmap for the explainer. We're essentially climbing an ascension arc today. First, what is true memory? Second, cultivating spiritual vigor. Third, overcoming mental obstacles. Fourth, achieving fixed memory. And finally, the ultimate mental state.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1. What is true memory?
The text gives us this beautiful, highly precise definition in Sanskrit, Anubhuta Vishaya Sampramoha Smriti, which basically translates to the recreation of an object already perceived is termed smrti, or memory. To really visualize this, think of your mind like a perfectly still pond. When you perceive an object or an idea, it drops like a pebble into that pond, and it creates a very specific ripple, right? Well, memory, on a fundamental level, is just your mind's ability to recreate that exact same ripple long after the original pebble is gone. So if your goal is a true focus on how to make strong memory, you absolutely have to master the art of consciously recreating these precise mental ripples without them just washing away.
Moving right along to Section 2, Cultivating Spiritual Vigor.
Now, what's really interesting about this is that it gives us an exact, step-by-step formula, straight from the source text, for fueling your memory. It all starts with Shraddha, which translates to a deep respect or devotion for your spiritual goal. That profound inner respect generates something called spiritual vigor. You can think of it as intense, focused energy. It is literally premium fuel for your brain. Once you have that spiritual vigor, you use it to actively eliminate all the mental impediments and distractions blocking your progress. And when those roadblocks are finally cleared away, you achieve a state of continuous, uninterrupted focus, which the text calls fixed memory. So we're not just talking about remembering where you left your keys here. This is a highly structured system for generating serious cognitive power.
Which brings us to Section 3, Overcoming Mental Obstacles.
Of course, maintaining that kind of intense focus isn't exactly easy, is it? We basically face two major enemies. On one side, we have extroversional propensities. These are your outward-facing distractions. Think of it as the mental equivalent of constantly checking your phone or doom scrolling. They violently pull your attention away into the external world and fragment your focus. But then, on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, you have introversional propensities. Now, these don't distract you with the outside world. Instead, they pull you so far inward into this lethargic state that your mind just spaces out completely. It's like staring blankly into an open fridge at 2 in the morning, totally oblivious to everything. And the reality is, both of these opposing waves will absolutely destroy your ability to hold a single, powerful thought.
Let's look at the solution in Section 4, Achieving Fixed Memory.
So the crucial point is, what actually happens when we apply that spiritual vigor we just talked about, and we finally clear away both those chaotic external distractions and the dull internal ones? You achieve this incredible concept, dhruva smrti, or fixed memory. It means moving towards your goal without a single interruption. Imagine that pond again, but now, instead of being disturbed by wind or rain, the entire body of water is unified, holding one continuous, unbroken wave. This state is the absolute bedrock of building an unbreakable mind. You're no longer scattered, you are locked firmly on your target.
And now we reach the peak, Section 5, the ultimate mental state.
And this brilliantly illustrates the climax of the text. It says, but when dhruva smrti is perfect, that is when one's only object of ideation is the supreme entity and none other, one attains samadhi. When your fixed memory is absolutely perfected, I mean, when there isn't even a microsecond of distraction, and your mind is holding on to just one ultimate supreme idea, your memory actually transforms into something much, much deeper. You cross the threshold from mere concentration into a profound state called Samadhi.
This ultimate stage is the true meaning of psychic assimilation in psycho-spiritual practice. At this peak level, the source text tells us the mind becomes fully identified with its goal. In subtle analysis, this is a highly positive, decisive state of mind. The boundary between you, the person remembering, and the actual object being remembered, it completely dissolves. You don't just hold the memory anymore. You become entirely unified with it. And that, right there, is the ultimate unbreakable focus.
We've journeyed all the way from the basic mechanics of mental waves, through the cultivation of spiritual vigor, past our mental obstacles, and up to the absolute peak state of perfect psychic assimilation. The mechanics of building that strong memory are pretty clear. It requires devotion, vigor, and the systematic elimination of distractions until your mind holds only one uninterrupted thought. So as we wrap up this explanation, I want to leave you with a provocative question to really reflect on. In the vast, chaotic ocean of your daily life, what single object is your mind truly fixed upon? Thanks for joining me today.